Welcome to the Conquering Hill podcast and morning talk show. I'm your host, Nicholas Gagner, and any way you slice it, I'm going to dice it. Today, I'm going to tell you what's crack-a-lacking here on January 25th. Another beautiful day outside, another beautiful day to be alive. Thank you for joining me here on my Facebook channel or YouTube channel. Uh, Hopefully, I can provide some inspiration and motivation for your day. I would love to speak with you about doing whatever it takes to become successful, whatever it takes to live your best life, to do whatever it takes to follow your dreams. And when I say do whatever it takes to do those things, I don't mean doing things illegal, committing sabotage, sleeping your way to the top, you know, selling your soul. Nothing like that. I'm talking about doing whatever it takes the right way, doing whatever it takes the best way forward, because we all have it within us. We all have the tools to put 100% forward. We might not have all the tools to become successful. We might not have all the knowledge to become the best person at our job, the best person in our field, right? We have to study, we have to put the work in, we have to keep moving forward. But we all have that 110% within us. It's just a matter of tapping it, going after it, right? So doing whatever it takes to become successful. How much time are you putting in every single day towards living your dreams? How much time are you putting in every single day towards that big project, towards studying for that big test? How much time are you putting in? How much are you willing to grind and work hard towards those things that are important to you? But ask yourself, how important are they? Are they the most important things? What is the most important thing in your life that you need to work towards? What is that big goal, that big dream, that big idea that you have upstairs, thinking about every single day, every single free moment that you wish you would try to do, that you wish you could have? Go get it. Put the time in, step by step, inch by inch, one day at a time. You can obtain those things, but you have to put the work in. You have to do whatever it takes to become the best version of yourself. I go back in my mind and I think about that phrase, whatever it takes. And years ago, I don't know, I think it was around COVID, a I used to work at a local restaurant in Freetown, and the cleaning crew, a man and a woman, a husband and wife, and they would always clean. And COVID, obviously hit, and businesses started closing down, and or they weren't needing their services as much. And I said, what are you gonna do now? A lot of businesses are closing down. You're not getting a lot of business now." And he said, "We're gonna do whatever it takes. We're gonna do whatever it takes." Right. So you have to have that mindset that no matter what's happening, hell, a goddamn pandemic, whatever you want to call it, was occurring, and he told me he was going to do whatever it takes to keep the business alive. That is a warrior. That is a person that is so dedicated to their life, to their passion, to their livelihood, that they'll do whatever it takes to keep moving forward. They're not going to let anything or anyone stop them. That is powerful. So think about in your life, what was something that was so strong, this resistance in front of you, these barriers, these walls, these mountains, these hills that you had to climb, that you had to conquer just to get there? I know there's something in your life that you had to do that you thought you couldn't do it, but you did it because you didn't stop. You did whatever it took to complete that. You visualized it in your mind, thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That self doubt slowly dissipated, and you kept moving forward because you chose the ending. You wanted that accomplishment. And I bet you're proud of yourself about that. And you can do it again. And you're going to have to do it again. That big idea, that big goal, that big dream, they always say, your dreams should scare the living shit out of you. because they're so big. Dreams so big they scare the living shit out of you. And that's right. Because you don't think it's not possible until it's accomplished, right? Paraphrasing Nelson Mandela, right? Anything is possible. You can do that. You can achieve those things, but you have to put the time in. You have to do whatever it takes to get there. In my life, personally, when I first set out and told myself I was going to build the soursop hostel in Panama, I was going to do whatever it took to build that business, to build the structure. I mentioned on here many times I've had multiple jobs, two, three, four jobs at a particular time. My daughter was in Panama at the time, and I was in America putting in the time in. Looking back on it, I wouldn't change a thing, but I probably could have chose different avenues to make more money at the time. But in that moment, I did what was best. I did whatever it took to generate enough income to fly out back out to Panama and build that hostel. I visualized it every single day. That was all I could think about. I put everything aside. Of course, I bought my bag of marijuana. So when I decided to go play out, uh, you know, play guitar in the streets, I need some inspiration a little bit. At least I thought I sounded good, right? So those things, those days that I spent working towards that dream, towards that goal, it was all in front of me. I knew exactly what it was going to take. I wasn't wasting my time, in bars. I wasn't wasting my time chasing ladies, trying to get things I knew didn't matter. None of that mattered. I wanted to build the structure. I did whatever it took, whatever was needed to be done. No matter how many working hours, I used them all. Every minute of the day possible, I was using that minute to make some form of income. I was a substitute teacher at our local high school. They paid shit. But I already had a full time job in the afternoon and night. So I had to squeeze something in the morning. Now, granted, looking back on it, maybe I could have worked somewhere else. But I maximized that time while I was a substitute teacher, also doing things and planning towards my dream, working on ideas, advertising, writing. Because when you're a substitute teacher, sometimes you just write things on the wall and you sit down and you don't even necessarily have to teach. That was the beauty of that job. So I was getting paid just to babysit while I could still work towards my dreams and goals. So maximizing your time, doing whatever it takes, doing whatever it takes to get from point A to point B. And like I said, nothing nefarious, nothing illegal, nothing that you would do or would you want your children to do just to be successful. You're not really earning it. You're selling your soul. And that's like one of the worst things you could do in this life is sell your soul. How many times do we say it? That band, they sold out. Or that actor, or that athlete, they sold out. You lose respect for those individuals, right? So don't lose respect for yourself. Be proud of the things that you can accomplish by putting in that hard work, by grinding every single day, by waking up early, staying a little bit longer at your job, going to bed a little later, reading a little bit more, picking up that phone, making those extra calls every single day, working, networking every single day to get to where you want to be, to complete that project, to complete that big idea, to bring it to the forefront, bring it to the arena. We all have entrepreneurial skills within us. We all have creativity and intelligence within us. We need to utilize those things. Doing whatever it takes. Are you doing whatever it takes? Are you giving 110% every single day towards those things? If we're honest with ourselves, majority of the time we are not. But we know we can. We know that we should. Just a little bit more. Work it just a little bit longer. Keep going a little farther. Don't stop now. Doing whatever it takes. You can do whatever it takes to have whatever you want in this world. That's the thing. That's the trade off. That's the amazing thing about life, that the majority of us are lucky enough to realize, and you need to appreciate these things. You need to appreciate the fact that you have the ability in this day and age to do whatever you want, to have whatever you want, only if you are willing to put the time in, to put the work in. How many times in history, or even now in this world, can we say that? Certain people in this world, they don't have that opportunity. But the majority of the people in this world do, I would say. So the time is now. The time is now to go forward. The time is now is to keep working towards your dreams and goals. The time is now. What better time, quote Rage Against the Machine, a band that sold out. What better time than now? What better time than here? You can do these things anytime. You just need to start. Action and discipline. Action and discipline. Action and discipline will get you to wherever you want to be. You got to do whatever it takes. Every single day, you got to do whatever it takes to finish the job. Right? You know you need to put food on the table. You know you need to, pay the bills, provide for your family, to make sure your kids have a great life, have a better life than you. Because isn't that the goal too? Isn't that what we spoil our children half the time? We wish we make sure they have better things than we did. They're lucky. They've been spoiled. But that's what we want. It's inside of us to make sure that our kids have a better life than what we had. Right? That's why sometimes the generations, they say they get weaker and weaker as they go. They're not built like they used to be. You got to do whatever it takes. It's within you. 110% every single day. Obviously, there are times when we get tired. We need to take a break. We get burnt out. We take a day off. All understood. But you got to remember, there's people out there that are not taking days off. There are people out there that are fighting through that pain. They're fighting through being tired or wanting to give up or quit. There's always someone else out there outworking you, out studying you, exercising more than you, putting the time in, making an extra call. There's always someone out there willing to do a little bit more than you. So if you can create that imaginary person, but in all actuality, it's factual, you can keep moving forward. So the battle within you is also the battle within the idea that there's someone else out there working harder. They want the same thing. So you can't allow that person to get there before you. You got to do whatever it takes. You got to put the time in. You got to put, no matter what, you got to put the time in to have those things. So in life, we all know life is about choices. We all know life is about making the right choice. Because if we look back at our lives right now, we can think about all the choices we made that sent us in different directions. If I wouldn't have gotten in the car with that person that day. If only I said to that person, no, I don't want to do this. If only I decided to attend this university. If only I decided to, you know, apply for this job. If only I decide to say yes, to say no. My life goes in different directions. But in all actuality, the destination is the same. Our destination remains the same. And what is your destination? What is your final destination in this life? Where do you want to go in your life? So at the end of it, you can say to yourself and be proud to say to yourself, I did it my way. The good old Frank Sinatra. But this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish. I'm proud of the life I lived. I'm proud of the legacy I left. We do not want to look back. We do not want to look back and regret and think to ourselves, we wasted so much time bickering and fighting with people, being upset and depressed. Spoke yesterday about the Great Depression, right? Franklin Roosevelt. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Those are some times to be fearful. Today, right now, you got nothing to be afraid of. You need to do whatever it takes to be the best. You need to do whatever it takes to live your best life, to become the best version of yourself. Because in the end, like I've mentioned before, you are the only one who's going to stop you. Nothing else. Nothing else. You can hear rejection. You can hear that no. Ah, would you like to buy this? This is a great product. No? Oh, call again. Call someone else. You keep calling. You keep calling. You keep calling. You're in sales. You keep calling. You got something wrong on your test? Look at your test. You find the right answer and you learn it. You didn't create something good enough. It breaks. It's not working. You take it apart. You build it again. You keep moving forward. You do whatever it takes to be successful. So ask yourself, what are you doing today with 100% energy, with 110% focus, energy, and discipline? What are you doing? What can you be proud about today? When the day is over, you can look back every single day. Ask yourself, how much energy did I put into today? Did I give it all my all today? Did I waste any time of the day? Because once again, we only have so many sunrises and sunsets out there. So we cannot waste them. We need to do whatever it takes to live our best life. No matter what's in front of you, no matter what's bothering you, you can move forward. You can keep moving forward. That is the most important thing. You got to do whatever it takes to keep moving forward. Things are going to happen in your life that you just want to quit. That you all of a sudden you're playing the victim. Why does this happen to me? Why does this have to happen to me today? Doesn't matter. You can keep moving forward. That will pass. You can reach that mountaintop, but you still got to climb down again. You can fall to the ground, but you still need to get back up. Life is, ebbs and flows with emotions and experiences. It's important not to be too high, not to be too low, but you also have to appreciate those moments that you have when you are successful. When you're surrounded by the ones that care for you, your family and friends. It's important to appreciate the time that we have here on this earth. Become more grateful for the things that we do have, not the things that we do not have. You got to keep moving forward. You got to do whatever it takes. You have to do whatever it takes. When I think back of building the hostel in Panama, my Spanish was horrible. I had to go to these offices to get permission to go to the fire department. I don't know, probably close to a dozen times. And each time I went, I would try to have a conversation and listen the best way possible, kind of get an idea what I needed to do, what documents I needed to provide, what signatures I needed. And little by little, I understood, or I found a way, because there was nothing stopping me. I was on a little bit of a deadline. I had to be back to America after, I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months, whatever the hell it was. I had a small window of construction. And I was out there every single day with the crew. They were building, I was doing whatever it took to help at that particular time. And I was pushing these guys to keep moving forward. I was pushing these guys to hurry up. And one of the great guys, my neighbor, he built the place. And this guy, in all actuality, he was a very, very hard worker. Now he's probably pushing 60. But, on his days off, or even like you'd have two of the guys working at the place, but across the street, he's building some cement wall with a fence. He's building this front wall for someone. I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Why aren't you building this place? As his two workers were, continuing, building that wall in my house, different types of projects that particular day, and he's across the street and he's doing something else, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting pissed off that he's not over here building the job that I'm paying him to do, but at the same time he's trying to maximize his time. He's trying to maximize all the money possible, and I can respect that. But across the street from the project I'm paying him to do, right, he did whatever it took. Because later on at night, after I brought all that dirt over, told the story before, spent the whole weekend with wheelbarrows, just wheelbarrowing dirt, leveling the ground. You know, hundreds of wheelbarrows of dirt to level this floor. And he was there at night and he was pressing and stomping it down. In the dark. Go out there, give him a beer, and he keeps going. You got to do whatever it takes to complete the job. You got to do whatever it takes to get to point B, C, D from wherever you start. You have it within you. You can put the time in. You can start right now. Do not put it off another day. Do not put it off next week, next month, next year, because there's nothing guaranteed. Don't become distracted by the bells and whistles of every single day. You can focus. You can do this. This is your opportunity. Do not let it slip away. Certain things in life, as we get older, maybe we don't have that type of energy left. Maybe we don't think we have that skill set anymore. Self-doubt creeps in as we get older. It's harder to find the time. The time is there. Your skill set is there. Your energy is there. You need to tap into it. So go back in your mind. Tell your mind, I'm going to do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. I can, I will, and I must. You have it, all those things within you. But keeping that mindset, keeping it there to push you forward, staying positive every single day. Because if that end goal, that dream is so big enough, if that big idea is so big enough that you're passionate about all those things, if it's big enough and you want it enough, you will do whatever it takes to get there, to finish that, to obtain it, to accomplish it. You will do whatever it takes. And it'll feel good when you're successful. It'll feel good when you complete the assignment, when you reach your goal, when you obtain those things. It'll feel great. And be sure to celebrate those wins. Be sure to recognize the time and energy that you put into it. Not to brag and boast yourself, but to be sure about what you did because you did it. It was your choice. No one else did it. You did it. And appreciate that because if you can do that, then you can do something else. Then you can do something bigger and better. If you can create this one particular thing, then you can create that next thing. If you already had one successful business, well, you could probably have another one. You decide how far you want to go in this world. You decide how much time and energy you want to put towards something. So to complain about something, to complain that you don't have the things in your life that you want, to complain about all these things that are happening to you, excuses. They are only excuses. So don't allow yourself to use an excuse to stop you from moving forward. Because anyone can make excuses. That's easy. Anyone can blame someone else, blame something else for your troubles, for your hardships. Blaming the man, blaming the police. You can find anyone to blame, anything to blame. That's easy. It's like throwing a dart against a blank wall. You're gonna hit something. But guess what? They're just excuses. You need to focus on the solutions, on the things that will get you through those problems, through those issues, through those struggles. They're all there. You just got to find it. You got to work with it. You might have to tweak something, but you're going to get through it because you can and you will and you must. So remember, you need to do whatever it takes today, tomorrow, this week, this month, this year. January, we're still plugging along here in January 2024. The year's already flying by, right? We need to do whatever it takes to have the best year possible. So I want to thank you for joining me today here on a I almost said Summerstyle Apostle here today on the Conquering Hill morning talk show and podcast. Hopefully, I've provided some form of inspiration and motivation for you, a little bit of value for your life, for your day. I look forward to seeing you again live in the morning, 7 a.m., Monday through Friday, or catching the replay on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care.